Everybody's having a good day. February 22nd, 2018. I'll share a dream I had last night. I dreamed that I was at some house and it had black and white, checkered floors or checkerboard, or looked like a chessboard, the floor. Well, I noticed that the people in one room for some reason couldn't lay the pattern right. They were putting the tile in. They couldn't lay the pattern right. They would lay like 3 black in a row, and they were 12 by 12 resilient floor tiles. And in a row and in lines, they laid them. The first half of the room, was laid right. It was the far half. And it was supposed to be 1 black, 1 white, then a black, and then the next row was supposed to, alternate with that. So the first half of the room was laid like it was supposed to be. And, the black and white, checkerboard. But up front, I saw this, it was like lines of black and white with no order to the pattern. And well, they didn't notice, putting in the tiles that some, weren't 12 by 12 like they were supposed to be, but some were like 1/8 of an inch short and some were 1 inch off. And it would be like 11 inches by 12 or 12 inches by 11 and 7/8. The floor they meant to be a checkerboard pattern. They were dismayed when the person installing the stuff lost order and the runs got off. And it was all, jumbled up. And, it just went into a chaotic pattern of tiles with no order that were not true in size. And how a floor of a checkerboard pattern, it was a disarrayed disaster, over at the far half they were working on. They were not happy when they couldn't get any more floor resilient tiles that were true, that were the exact same size and, cut straight. And some of these, instead of being square, it would be an angle on one side. And they weren't happy when they couldn't get any more that were true to fit and install. Then as I walked into the room, and looked at it, a voice said, and their pattern got messed up. And they were very frustrated. And that tile layer couldn't figure out how to do the black and white checkered pattern. And it seems like, I saw this at some house in Oklahoma. And that's what I dreamed last night. I'll just read you this. We're in Ezekiel chapter 13. We're starting in verse 10. Because they have seduced my people, saying, peace, peace, when there was no peace. One built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. Verse 11, say unto them which daub it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. And there shall be an overflowing shower, and you, O great hailstones, shall fall, and a stormy wind shall rend it. 12, lo, when the wall is fallen, it shall not be said unto you, where is the daubing, wherewith you have daubed it? Verse 13, therefore thus saith the Lord God, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in my anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it. 14. So will I break down the wall that you have daubed with untempered mortar, and bring it down to the ground, so that the foundation thereof shall be discovered. And it shall fall, and you shall be consumed in the midst thereof, and you shall know that I am the Lord. 15. Thus will I accomplish my wrath upon the wall, and upon them who have daubed it with untempered mortar, and will say unto you, the wall is no more, neither they who have daubed it. Verse 16, to wit, the prophets of Israel which prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and which see visions of peace for her, and there is no peace, saith the Lord God. Well, there you have it. You got a Wall Street up there, and you go to a building site, and you see them laying brick, and you see them doing stone work, and they usually nowadays will have the Portland. It comes in like a type S or a type N, and Portland cement, they'll have it on a board. They'll be putting it in between the bricks and the stones or the block or whatever, and they'll have a hammer, that kind of is tapered on one end and then kind of blunt on the other end. And, they'll lay their bricks and stuff. And, just think about that. And that's what they do. They build a wall. And in America, the prosperity preachers are saying peace is coming to this nation, and everything's coming to this nation. And I admit I was burdened terribly yesterday with the passing, of Billy Graham yesterday. Burdened heavily, and that word, sums out heavy tornadoes, which means, a high risk of war is what tornadoes mean, or whirlwinds. And that's the dream I had last night. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and that's an easy interpretation there. Everybody have a blessed one.